The food we eat has a powerful impact on our health, and today we will talk about 5 foods that you may want to limit or eliminate from your diet to reduce inflammation and to feel better fast. So, the first food is meat. While it's a great source of protein, it can lead to inflammation in the body. I like to categorize meat in terms of more inflammatory to less inflammatory. When we think of more inflammatory meats, these are things like red meat, which is beef, and pork. While it tastes good, it does lead to inflammatory conditions such as heart disease and can also be attributed to elevated cholesterol levels. The next category would be poultry. So these are chicken and turkey, which is less inflammatory than red meat, but more inflammatory than the next category, which is fish. And when we think of the way that our meat is raised, we have grass fed versus grain fed meat. And grass fed beef is typically less inflammatory and has higher levels of omega 3s, which help to reduce inflammation and is a better option than grain fed beef if we are going to consume. Also, you have wild versus farm raised fish. If you are going to consume fish, then wild is typically lower in contaminants and higher in omega 3s, making it less inflammatory than farm raised fish such as salmon. And also, when we think about preparing our meats, grilled versus fried, grilled meat will be less inflammatory than fried meat, especially fried meat in some type of seed or canola oil. And also cooking at home versus purchasing out. So, if you are going to eat a hamburger, the hamburger that you prepare at home will typically be less inflammatory than the hamburger that you buy out at a fast food restaurant. The next food on our list is dairy. So, dairy, while it tastes delicious, is inflammatory. So, this is anything such as milk, butter, cheese, cream, and it can lead to inflammation and also mucus buildup in the body and congestion, even for those who are not lactose intolerant. So, a safer, less inflammatory option is plant based milk, such as almond milk, walnut milk, oat milk, and this can give you the same effect as milk. It can be used as a substitute and is less inflammatory to the body. So the next food on our list is sugar. Sugar, while it tastes delicious, can cause quite a bit of inflammation in the body and lead to things like obesity and diabetes. All sugar is not made equal. So refined and processed sugar, such as white sugar or high fructose corn syrup, can really spike your blood sugar and lead to more inflammation than more natural forms of sugar, such as fruit, honey, agave, and maple syrup. If you are going to consume sugar, consuming the more natural forms of sugar are going to be better and less inflammatory for our bodies. The next food on the list is seed oils. So, seed oils are different oils such as canola, sunflower, and soybean oil. And what causes the inflammation from these oils is that they're very high in the omega 6 to omega 3 ratio. When that ratio is high in the omega 6 versus omega 3, we can see more inflammation in the body. So, a healthier alternative are things like olive oil and avocado oil. These cause less inflammation and are typically healthier to cook with. The other healthy alternative is coconut oil. I do recommend limiting this, however, because it is really high in saturated fat. That is why when it sits out at room temperature, it's in the solid form. So while it is a better alternative and less inflammatory, I do try to limit this oil even in my own diet. Next on the list are processed foods. So processed foods are prepackaged foods. These are foods that have been altered quite a bit from their original form. They've been pumped with sugar, salt, and preservatives to help to extend their shelf life. And while they taste delicious, they can be very inflammatory to the body and have been linked to problems with our sleep, heart disease, obesity, diabetes. So limiting processed foods is ideal and consuming what I like to call the Mother Nature diet. So these are foods that are closest to their natural form, such as fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, and seeds. These foods have anti-inflammatory properties and are also packed with nutrients that really support our overall health. By limiting foods such as meat, dairy, sugar, seed oil, and processed foods, we can really reduce the amount of inflammation in our body. We can feel better, have less pain, and improve our overall well being. By making these small changes to our diet, we can see really big effects. And that is what I saw by making these changes and having pretty much an elimination of my symptoms. So thank you so much for watching today. If you're interested in working with a physician that will sit down and talk with you about what you're eating and how we can make positive steps in a direction to improve your overall health and well-being, I am seeing patients in the state of Florida. You can visit me online at amanlawellnesscenter.com. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Bye.